In this set, a game named Cross is played between two players on the board shown below. Each player has three marbles that are put on the board at points O, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H along a straight line. If the three marbles of either of the players are not in a straight line, then the players start moving their marbles one by one, taking turns. A player moves one of his marbles to any of the adjacent places joined through a line. It means if a player has one of its marbles at C, he can move that to either point A, C, or O only, not to any other points. And one such move by a player is termed as a step. When a player moves his or her marble from a place to another place, it is considered as a move or step. For example, AO represents a step in which a player moves his marble from A to O. It is also known that a player cannot move the marble that he has moved in the previous step, that is, the same marble in two of his consecutive steps, and each player moves only his marbles. Like if, as given in the next line, the marbles with x are x1, x2, x3, and with y are y1, y2, and y3, x can move his marbles, that is x1, x2, x3. As soon as a player's marble come in a straight line, he wins the game. Which means if A has got X has got his marbles like in the straight line A C E, then he would win the game, or in line A O F he would win the game. Similarly, all if he gets his all the three marbles in a straight line, he'll win the game, and the same goes for other player. So these are the rules of the game. Let's move to the first question of the set. It states all at some point in the game the positions of the marbles were shown in the table below. So let's drop the board and indicate the marbles at the given positions. X1 is placed at O, so X1 is there, X2 at B, X3 at F, Y1 at E, Y2 at E, and Y3 at D. It also gives further information. In the next step, X1 moves from O to Z. It means X1 is moved from O to Z. So current position of X1 after the first move is Z. What can be the final position of the marbles of Y given that Y won the game in the minimum possible number of steps? As we know, to win the game, a player needs to get all his marbles in a straight line, and In a step, a player can move his marble from a position to an adjacent position. So now place O is vacant where any marble can be put in, and if Y moves his marble Y2 at O, then it can be noted that X cannot move his any of marbles to C in the next step, but Y can move his marble Y1 from A to C in the next step and can win the game. So the minimum number of steps required for Y to win the game is 2, and that can be achieved in couple of ways. So in this step after X moves his marble from O to G, Y should move his marble from E to O in order to make sure he wins the game in the minimum number of steps. Now after this movement, X1 cannot move marble, so X cannot move marble X1 as he has already moved this marble in the previous step, and X2 can also not be moved by X as all the positions where it can be moved like D, G and O are occupied by marble already. So the only movement that X can makes is moving marble X3 from F to H. So after the second movement of X, marble X3 will be at H. Now Y can move his marble Y1 from E to C, or can move his marble Y3 from D to F. In both the cases, he will win the game. So the final positions of marbles of Y can be either C, O, D or A, O, F. Hence option C is the correct answer. Move to the next question. It is stating currently X marble are at AOD. Draw up the figure again. X marbles are at AOD. X is there, X is there, X is there, and that of Y's marble are at GEF. Y. In the previous step, X moved his marble from some position to O. It means in previous step this marble came to position O from some other place, and in the penultimate step Y had not moved his marble to E from any other point. It means this marble had not been moved by Y prior to the step of X. Now what should be the next step considering the fact that players play with the objective to win? As the previous step was of X, so this step has to be of Y, and both the players are playing with the objective to win the game, and we know a player can win the game only after getting all his marbles in a straight line. And if we have a look at the board, we see two of the marbles of X are along the line DOC. In case Y does not move his marble to position C by moving his marble from A to C, X can win the game. But both the players are playing with the objective of winning the game, which means if a player is not able to win a game by making a particular move, he would try to make a move in such a manner so that other players does not win. So to make sure that X does not win the game by making his next move, Y has to move his marble from E to C. So the next step has to be E to C, which is option A, hence it is our answer.